We'll take a look at Bad Penny by Mr. Rory Gallagher. This little number is a classic. It's been around for many years, and it's one I've been playing on and off for many years as well. First thing is very simple chord structure: D minor, F to C, back to D minor. So that's your basic chords, and that's for the intros, the verses, and the solos. So with D minor. And basically, the main thing to do when you're playing the D minor is to concentrate on the D string and the G string as well. Maybe catching the B string as well, but just the lower part of the chord. Same when you go to the F chord, just catch the lower strings. We'll go to the C chord. We'll actually play a couple of single notes. We'll play A3, open D, second fret in the D string, back to our open D note, which is actually then just taking us back to the D minor chord to start the sequence or the cycle all over again. So we'll have the single notes in the intro starts on a D notes on the well, I'm playing this on the G7. I'm going to show you this from G7. Pull off the G5 back to G7. B6, 8. Bend 8 up to 10. Back to B8. 6, 5, 6. Then we'll have a hammer on pull off from 5 to 6 back to 5. And then back to G7. We can do that up an octave, starting on B15. So it's B15, pull off the B13, back to 15. Then E string, 13, 15. Bend up a tone, up to 17, back to 15. 13, 12, 13. Then our hammer on pull off, 12, 13, 12. That's on the E string still. Back to B string, 15. So that's our two riffs. The bridge section, we'll play a C chord to a G chord, back to a C chord. Then we'll go from that to a B flat. B flat, for anybody that doesn't know the chord, it's A1, and then we're going to cover the D, G, and B strings with our little pinky at fret 3. That gives us B flat. Move that up a tone. So we're now at 3 and 5, the same shape. That's no way to play our C chord, and that's just then back to D minor. So we'll have. that's the bridge section. Just for solos then, the best way to think of this is as a minor pentatonic, D minor pentatonic, and then we're going to add some notes to give us a bit of variety. So we'll start with a D minor pentatonic, plotting this out from the A string fret 5, so it's going to be 5, 8, D string 5, 7, G string 5, 7. And carry that on up another octave. We'll go to B8, sorry, 6, 8, 10. Finishing on E string 8, 10. So if we connect all that, so that's a good place to start, just to develop your solos. A couple of finishing notes we can add would be a blues note. If we play our minor pentatonic again, starting on, again on A, 5, 5, 8, D string 5, 6, 7. There's the extra note at D6. Finishing on 5, 7 on the G string. And that extra note makes the pentatonic now a blues scale. And carrying that concept on up, the next octave, we'll have on the B string 6, 8, then 9, there's our extra note, 10, again finishing on 8, 10 on the E string. So that's a good way just to help develop your solos, just to work from a minor pentatonic to a blues scale. Going back to the minor pentatonic again, we're going to add another note. We're going to add an E note and a D minor pentatonic. In the key of D, the E note is what we call a major second, but because it's a minor pentatonic, we're adding it to it, still has a minor sound. So plotting this out, D, starting with D note, A5, the extra note 7, then the rest of our minor pentatonic 8, D 5, 7, G 5, 7. Carrying that on up the fretboard. Our next octave would be G7, B5. There's our extra note. We'll just carry on the scale, 6, 8, 10. 8, 10 on the E string. So, and actually that note's in the intro. There's there. So that's a great note to add in minor pentatonic. Of course, you can add the major second and the blues note, the flat 5. We'll get this sort of sound. So it gives you lots of variety for your solos.